Hello and welcome to the Guitar Collection and this week's recent arrivals video. We're here in the middle of June. It's getting hot here in Austin, Texas. Yesterday, June 16th, was my 33rd birthday. So I got to have a lot of fun, enjoy some food, go on a nice run. And now I get to do one of my favorite things is share some guitars with you all. I've got quite a few instruments, a lot of new arrivals. By the way, please let me know what you think of this format of video. I've done this once before. I'm just going to show each guitar for a few minutes, and many of these instruments will get a full review of their own. But let me know what you think of this. Maybe I'll continue doing this week to week if you do enjoy it. So don't forget to leave a comment. Don't forget to subscribe. And let's go ahead and jump into the first guitar. This is a guitar made by the American luthier Stephen Walter from the year 2023. Now, Stephen Walter has been making guitars for many years and was a guitar player even before that. He is a very accomplished guitar player with a doctorate in guitar performance. He's even won a prize in the famous Guitar Foundation of America competition. And he makes some of the most beautiful playable guitars on the planet. Let's just go over some specs on this one first. This has a spruce top with an all-wood lattice bracing underneath, his defined resonance area bracing pattern here, which makes the guitar really project well and isolates the vibrations to project. He has this really beautiful rosette, these dark reds in here and subtle greens in this 2023 model. You'll notice a very raised fingerboard in the style of Tom Humphrey, making it really easy to access those high frets. An Indian rosewood back and sides. It's really in outstanding condition. And you'll notice these ruck style sound ports here, which make the guitar just a little bit more present for the player. You hear a little bit more of it, a little bit more of the overtones. Overall, I think it's a really nice feature. And believe it or not, you hear the difference between ports and no ports from the other side. The neck is very thin, very C-shaped. These are the necks I gravitate towards. I'm very accustomed to them as well. You'll notice high frets, super low action on this guitar. Again, some of the most playable guitars on the planet. This particular Stephen Walter guitar has a 53 millimeter nut width here and a 44 millimeter string spacing. So both of those measurements are a little bit wider than normal, but not by much. It is a standard 650 scale length, and you have Scheller tuners here, amazing Klaus Scheller tuners with buffalo horn rollers and buttons. But without further ado, let's listen to this guitar. It has incredible volume. Let's check it out. This has a huge sound. It has a spruce top, so you get this really nice clarity, but a beautiful depth and warmth to it all too. It's also a guitar that you really feel like you can dig into. It responds well to it. You know, it likes the string to be driven down, and I really love this type of guitar. Do you hear that? What a great color palette. And when you reach these high frets, when you're playing the 14th fret on this guitar with this super raised fingerboard, you feel like you're on the 12th. And as our repertoire gets harder and harder, it's so nice to have that super raised fingerboard, I have to say. Let's take a listen to how each of these strings sound individually. Starting with the first string. really creates this huge reverberant sound. It's lighting up all the other strings when you play. Let's check the second string. Lots of clarity still. The fourth string. Lots of vibrato possibilities. A very cello-like sound. The fifth string. Beautiful. The sixth string. Let's test this out with a little bit of Ponce's Prelude 5. Okay, again, this was a guitar by the American luthier Stephen Walter. Really incredible guitar. Some of the most played on guitars in the United States. Definitely check it out. On to the next guitar. This is a guitar by the German luthier Dieter Müller. He makes incredibly fine double top guitars, mostly in the style of Matthias Dahmen, of course, with his own little touches. This instrument is from the year 2025. It quite obviously is a cedar double top guitar with Nomex as the in-between layer. We have Wingay back and sides. That's very dark. And then when you look at the fingerboard, you'll notice also a Wingay fingerboard. Up at the headstock, you'll see his more recent headstock design being a Manuel Ramirez headstock shape, as well as Scheller tuners here. Really, really fine, smooth tuners. And of course, when you look at his rosette, it is a new rosette of his of the past year or two. He's changed everything. I think it looks really great. But yes, he is a German double top maker. His guitars are super loud, super responsive, low main air resonance, and require a very light touch in order to create a huge sound. Let's try a little bit of Endecha by Tárrega on this guitar. As you can tell, this has a super, super responsive sound. And while you can push on this guitar, it does not need it. You can play very lightly and create an enormous deep sound. You know what? I relate this guitar to driving a sports car. If you're looking for something that's just a smooth ride and, covers up all the bumps in your playing or in your driving in this analogy, then this isn't the guitar for you. This guitar really loves to race, and you'll feel every little bump, but it is suited for performance. It's loud, it's responsive, and it's extremely sensitive. And that's why it picks up on some of these male noises. But you get a huge reward for being able to control this guitar, which is really being able to choose your colors, your sounds, your tones. Let's hear how some of these strings sound individually. Unbelievable how responsive. Very responsive and really quite impressive sustain for a guitar that's this loud and so lightweight. A crisp third string. Basses here, the fourth. You feel almighty on this guitar. It's so powerful. And maybe the fifth string here. You're occupying a lot of space on this guitar. I mean, sound space, it's just huge. Let's check the sixth string. What a huge amount of colors and what beautiful sounding individual strings. You'll hear a lot of fundamental, a lot of sustain actually, not a lot of sympathetic vibrations to where it's ringing all the other strings. You get the tone, and that tone is pure and awesome. Let's try a bit of Ponce Prelude 5 on this guitar. Wow, there's so much clarity and separation between the voices. I think you probably hear it. Well, this has been a guitar by the German luthier with quite an enormous following, Dieter Müller. This is a double top of his from the year 2025 in near pristine condition. There's a couple of little scratches that any luthier could polish out, but other than that, it's pristine, and what an incredible guitar. So let's go on to the next one. This is a guitar by the Spanish luthier Vicente Carrillo, but there's a twist. This is his Maestro NX double top model, which is Gernot Wagner supervised. Gernot Wagner being the famous German luthier for making double top guitars and pioneering them, championed them along with Matthias Dahmen, of course. This guitar is a really awesome combination between this Spanish purity and this really nice volume and response from double top guitars that you get. Now, this is a Spruce double top with gorgeous quilted maple back and sides here that is just nice and yellowed here over time. It's not a really bright white like you'll see sometimes with maple. It's really something else. It looks great. A very nice C-shaped neck. 650 scale, Alessi tuners on this. Of course, the classic Carillo headstock. And I've had in recently another Carillo guitar that was fantastic. Also a Maestro NX that was a cedar top and Brazilian rosewood back and sides. And it's really cool to notice the difference between these two guitars. What I notice on this one is just how it loves to be driven. It's got a little bit more punch from these maple back and sides, I think. This is like a characteristic typical of maple. And for being a double top, it still has this Spanish character to it, which is so nice. Let's try a little bit of Endecha by Tárrega. Listen to that drive. Okay, let's hear how these strings sound individually. This is definitely a guitar that invites you to push. It loves the string being moved a lot. Let's hear the second string. Wow, and the third. These are all nylon strings on the treble on this guitar. Let's hear the fourth string. Some of the fifth. And the sixth. And now let's try a little bit of Prelude 5 by Manuel Ponce. Just really beautiful singing trebles. Well, I hope you've enjoyed this demo of this Vicente Carrillo guitar, Maestro NX model. It's a double top, a really nice blend of that Spanish character, yet that power and responsiveness of a double top. So if you like a guitar that you like to be able to push but are attracted by the qualities of the double top, this might just be the one for you. On to the next guitar. This guitar is made by the American luthier Richard Reynoso, based in California. Now, this guitar, I have to admit, his instruments are aesthetically some of my favorite guitars. You can see the beautiful work that he does in every little detail on this instrument. Starting with, of course, this beautiful rosette on this spruce top. You've got a matte, a finished bridge here, a very, very simple bone tie block here. And when you turn the guitar around, you will see a gorgeous set of Brazilian rosewood. Just some of the best stuff out there. Beautiful colors, nothing flamboyant, but just for those who know, this is an incredible set of Brazilian rosewood. There's this heel cap, which is just one of my favorite little details on the guitar. It is just, every time you pick this guitar up and you turn around to play something on it, you notice that. Actually, the neck of this guitar is black. the back of the neck here, and it's got a little bit of a texture to it. You never notice your thumb sticking to it. And this is one of those surprising little details that I see on the guitar where I would never pick that. Like, if you gave me the options sheet, I would never pick that. But then when it appears on the guitar, I think, wow, why wouldn't I pick that? That is incredible looking. It's got this taste of modern design and minimalistic design, but still with all these nods to tradition. And I just love how he breaks some of those barriers and keeps some of them in place on this guitar. Moving up to the headstock, you've got beautiful Scheller tuners and then this awesome carved headstock design that, might remind you a little bit of Friedrich, the way that you have this carved design, but of course in completely his own headstock shape. And of course the way it's carved in the center is nothing like Friedrich's, but that's just the closest thing it reminds me of. And of course it's also a matte finish here on the head. This guitar is 655 millimeters, so it's 5 millimeters longer than the traditional scale length of 650, but it's so easy to play that you don't even notice that. Let's try a little bit of Endecha by Tárrega. This guitar has this beautiful balance to it in basses that just absolutely roar. And by the way, this is a fan bracing design with, of course, some modern elements to it as well, but it's not a double top, not lattice brace, but with so much power and just roar. And also tons of note separation and clarity. What a sound. Let's hear how some of these strings sound individually. Very elegant, very crystalline for a string. Let's check some of the others, going to the second. There's something profound about the way the notes develop on this guitar. Beautiful sustain. Let's go to the third string. I don't know why, but I wanted to play major for a moment. Let's switch to major. Forget it. No rules on this channel. Let's go back to minor. Wow, just brilliant sounding basses, but with so much depth. You definitely feel macho with these. Boom. refined is how I would describe this sound. Absolutely refined. Let's try some of Manuel Ponce's Prelude 5. Well, this has been a guitar by Richard Reynoso, based in California from the year 2023. Talk about a refined piece of artwork without even playing the guitar. And then something that also is capable of inspiring so much music making. It has such a crisp, clear sound with depth in the basses. And while it's not the loudest guitar in the world, it is up there in volume. It has plenty of volume. And it's just such a joy to get to know and play. Let's move on to the next guitar. This is a guitar made by Jose Vigil, based in Granada, Spain. This is the first guitar of his that I've had in my shop or had the chance to play, and I am stunned. The rosette is gorgeous on this guitar. So detailed, so many little lines, and it's stunning to look at. It's really an eye catcher. Of course, there's a spruce top, totally traditional fan bracing inside. Nice tie block here with a lot of that same rosette figuring on it as well. When you turn the guitar around, you'll see a nice piece of Indian rosewood with a couple of cinder strips down the middle. A very beautifully C-shaped neck. I have to say it's exactly to my specs here. Really gorgeous Alessi tuners with snakewood buttons and a very classy headstock design. Now, Jose Vigil's guitars have been hyped up by many friends and colleagues of mine. They've been telling me I've been needing to try one of his instruments, and now I see why. This thing has a huge sound with so much surprising volume. I mean, compared to, let's say, the most famous Granada maker, Antonio Marin Montero, this guitar actually has a lot more volume than a lot of those instruments. Of course, Marin Montero's, there's something great to respect about these instruments as well. I love them. But wow, this has its own character, its own voice, and it's really something. Let's try a little bit of Endecha by Tárrega. Wow, I mean, it's powerful, it's raw, it is so crisp and so tight, like these, like what you expect from these awesome Granada built guitars. I mean, it is just, and by tight, I just mean like compact, beautiful sound. You feel almighty on this thing. And you know what? I love this mix of brilliance in the trebles and depth in the basses. And tons of sustain. Listen if I play a little bit of Tárrega's Prelude 11 on this. I normally play this much faster, but this guitar allows this slow playing, right? unbelievable amount of character and sustain to this guitar. I mean, the sustain, it's not just about the note lasting long, it's about how the volume of the note stays over time as well. You know, you could have a note that continues to ring but has this really downward trajectory, or a note that just continues going like this for a surprising amount of time before, of course, it eventually dips. And listen to that A. And even if I mute all the other strings here and play that same A, unbelievable. D. Wow. What a beautiful guitar by Jose Vigil here. I'm going to go ahead and play another piece on it for you. Just kidding. I'm actually going to show you how these strings sound, starting with the first string. Crisp, clear, and loud. Let's try the second. And the fourth, we get to these growling basses. Easy to play this guitar. Cello-like fifth string there, and then now let's check the sixth. Let's try a little bit of Ponce's Prelude number 5. Boy, do those opening notes sound regal. Well, this has been a guitar from 2024 by the very well-known Granada luthier, Jose Vigil. What an incredible spruce top guitar, and I'm so happy to finally be introduced to his instruments. So congratulations to Jose Vigil. This is an amazing instrument. Well, thank you so much for watching this week's recent arrivals video. Please let me know what you think. This is a new format. I've done it once before, but your feedback would really help. I am somewhat interested in doing this every week for you all. If you enjoyed it, definitely check out these guitars at guitarcollection.com. If you don't see them listed there yet, write to me at evan@guitarcollection.com. I will get back to you about details and photos about that instrument, as well as pricing information. Don't forget to subscribe to this YouTube channel if you're new here. Leave a comment. I would love to hear from you. Thanks so much for watching.